Rel, this is raw and uncut. Rel serving them raw and uncut with no filter. Take it how you take it, you heard? Hey, straight no filter, so you know somebody gonna be in their feelings and I'ma be in my bag.
Yo, whether you're listening to this on the way to work, whether you're listening to this on your lunch break, or you're listening to this before you go to bed, this is the Rel Raw Uncut podcast. I'm your host, Rels, and I am joined with a very special guest. I've known this man, mostly my whole, pretty much mostly my whole life, if you really want to go that far back.
Yes, sir.
About since the mid '90s all the way up into now.
Don't age us yet, bro. That's over half.
Yeah, bro, that's when you realize how old we are when I start to introduce you like that. I've known I met you since '96. We were product of Catholic high school, Cardinal Hayes.
Hayes up.
Everybody else, along with a bunch of us that we all still keep in contact.
Mm-hmm.
This is podcast extraordinaire and MC himself, Iron Emperor. What's going on, my brother?
Yes, sir. Podcast extraordinaire, MC extraordinaire. Absolutely. I big myself up there. What's going on, everybody?
Nah, I gotta say, I gotta call you podcast extraordinaire too, because you was dropping episodes since way back. So just because we had a little conversation on air, and he was saying that he kind of fell back a little bit, but I know him to know that he was dropping podcast episodes before I even got into podcasting. So
yes, sir.
You are a podcast extraordinaire. You are one of those people who I learned from watching your moves and seeing how you did it, and I decided to get into it as well. So I got to give you credit for that one, brother.
All right, damn. If you're gonna drop it like that, then I'll take it. Thank you.
Listen. It's important that we build each other up, man. Like if you slacking, if I know you slacking and I hit you like, yo, you slacking, you need to get on it. You got to know what you got to do, and same here. So
yes, sir. I agree. That accountability and teamwork and accountability go hand in hand for me. So let's get it in.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize it's not about it really isn't criticism. It's just kicking the ass of your man to let him know stop slacking, because in this life we can't afford to slack too much. We got to keep doing what we got to keep doing. So
yeah, exactly.
Besides, podcasting helps you express yourself, get a lot of stuff off your chest in a positive way too. So
yeah, it could be negative too and get you in trouble if you talk too much shit.
It could be, but controversy creates cash, so somebody's always listening.
And hate watching is I'm gonna get in trouble for this. From jump, I'm gonna get in trouble with this, bro. There's a Instagram chick that I like, and I generally don't really rock with Instagram chicks, and I think she's very attractive. But dog, I hate watch her now because I've never seen somebody she don't do nothing crazy, like she ain't in like the super scantily clad, but her need for attention, it makes me so turned off, but I can't not look at her page. I like hate watch. So you're right. She's still getting the looks and the rails and the ads and all that from me. And I hate myself for it, bro.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like you just said it. You just said it yourself. But what's going on? How's everything with you otherwise?
Overall, everything is cool. Like you said, I fell back from the podcast thing for a little bit. Never turned it off. I took a little bit of a break, but just recharging, reloading, trying to redo the format, see what I did wrong, fix what I need to fix. And other than that, I've been cool, man. Doing little MC competitions on Instagram, getting my name out a little bit more. I've been a little lazy with that and just trying to get something out of this, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with this because it's fun, but hey, man, let's make some money off of it. It's a hobby if it ain't no money in it.
I feel you. Now we're gonna get into your MCing in a bit, but for a few people who don't know, we've been trying to get this thing going on for quite some time. But he's a busy guy. I'm a busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
When he had the time, I went on vacation. When I had the time and came back, then he went on vacation. It's just like, listen, we work hard enough to enjoy this time out. So eventually it's gonna click. And today he hit me up earlier, told me he had the time. And it was perfect timing because I was dying for content that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
So it helped out tremendously. So once again, I thank you for that.
I know how that go, man. I'm glad I can come to the rescue. Hopefully I can deliver something entertaining.
Nah, don't worry. Listen, two Hayesmen on a podcast, something's always bound to be entertaining about it.
Let's get it. I like that.
Brother Gormley. Let me give shout outs to all of them. So I want to talk about a couple of things, but before I get into one, I want to let people know, like, you originally, a lot of people don't know, is originally when I had my original Rels Relaxation Hour, you were the one that was the intro for the Rels Relaxation Hour. I
Yeah,
took one of
yeah.
your songs and used it. So
I appreciate that, man. That was like one of my first placements, man. And this just shows you I didn't ask you to. I mean, you didn't ask me to either, and you know it was all good with me. Like for me, that's promotion on either end, and that's showing love too. So now I appreciated that because that was kind of dope. That was actually a pretty fire, bro.
Bro, listen. I listened to you. I listened to the album, man. I loved it. That one song caught me, and I was like, I got to incorporate this somehow, some way, and it worked out. It worked out perfectly for the song too. Worked out perfectly for the intro. So once again, I appreciate that. You didn't charge me, although I would have paid you. But if I'd ever made some money off it, best believe I'd have gave you something for it though, because it's your song. At the end of the day, I would never shortchange you.
I believe you. You know, and it ain't nothing to it. Like the intro to my show, Deep Thoughts with Iron, was a beat that my man P gave me out of he's in Oakland right now. And the intro was dope. So I just chopped the intro down, told him, yeah, I'm gonna use this. Do you mind? And he said, nah, go ahead. And you know, once things get a little more profitable, I credit him in every episode. So, you know what I'm saying? So he's definitely gonna be taken care of if this thing starts making me some $100 a week, kind of a little bit higher than that, but you know what I'm saying.
Something, right? But at this point, every little bit of help, whether it's 50 cents, $1, because all of it starts somewhere and it builds up.
Sir.
So
definitely.
So first question I want to ask you, how did you get into podcasting? Because like I said before, you podcasted way before I did. And you know, watching you podcast and watching how you formatted yours and how you put your previews out kind of gave me the inspiration to try to figure out how to do it the same way. So how did you get into podcasting?
There's a couple roads that led to this one particular road. Like a lot of people, 2020, I jumped into it, but it wasn't, you know, for reasons people think. I work healthcare, so I wasn't at home, but nobody else was outside. So I found when I was at home, I'm doing, you know, destructive things like, can we curse on the show or what kind of show we doing here?
Go ahead. It's uncut, man. Come on, you see the title of the show?
I mean, BET Uncut was uncut, but I ain't see nobody. Actually, yeah, BET Uncut was pretty good.
See, I was about to say, yeah.
Come to think of it, yeah, I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. That's a classic. Yo, so about 2020, probably towards the end of it, you know, I found I had a little bit more downtime, but the downtime that I was using, you know, the time that I had, I was either using to drinking. At one point, I was popping a lot of Ambien. I don't do no super hardcore shit because I'm a punk. I can't smoke. I get paranoid. But I was drinking a lot, and I was like swimming in pussy. Like it was nothing to do. And you got to think in 2020, that's the George Floyd year, and that's COVID. And I'm a black healthcare professional that deals with kids. Bro, that's a lottery ticket. I felt like Zion with better decision making. You know what I'm saying? So it was just coming at me, and I was like, yo, this is not progressing anywhere. And really, I'm putting my life at risk between COVID and whatever STDs are possibly out there. So I was like, let me find some way to kind of put my time to better use. I've always been fairly opinionated. I always thought of the idea, used to talk little things on Instagram. And, you know, having the MC background, having a little acting background, a little bit of voiceover background, I was like, yo, people like my voice. I can communicate fairly well. I'm not afraid to talk about things a lot of people are uncomfortable talking with. And it gives me something to do when I'm home instead of either going in a bottle or going to some ass. It was like, I can have less ass, less bottle, more podcast. So that's kind of where it came from. And it just slowly developed into a weekly thing. And, you know, here we are now.
Okay. So now my next question, you said you took yourself like into the bottle, into the Ambien and stuff. Was that to kind of numb the experiences of having to deal with COVID in your place of business?
I don't think so, because I've always liked it. So like even before COVID, like I'm like I said, I'm not speaking about things some people are embarrassed about. I used to pop Ambien because I couldn't smoke weed no more because it used to get me paranoid, and Ambien kind of gave me the same kind of buzz. So I was doing it regardless. So it really wasn't to numb it. I can probably say maybe 2 or 3 times I actually hit a bottle or whatever vice you want to name to escape from something that happened, because I know not to be Superman, but I know the field that I walked into. So not saying it was easy, you know, and I didn't have it the hardest because I worked with kids. I didn't get hit as hard as the adult side did, but we got hit. But it wasn't, I didn't use alcohol as an escape. I just did it because I liked the shit. It made me relax and chill out, you know what I mean? Get a little creative, even though I couldn't really write because I'm stumbling, but you know what I mean? It wasn't really to escape.
How did you get into the healthcare field?
I don't know. Like, it just, you know, my mom was an RN, you know, my uncle's a physician, all my mom's friends are medical. So I was always surrounded by it, and I just found the human body fascinating, man. It's the perfect machine. So, you know, I initially went to Stony Brook. Was thinking pre-med, saw all them books. I was like, oh, and then the path to do that, I was like, nah, that's not happening. So I bullshitted, got out, started doing the acting, the modeling, yada yada. And when my mom passed and my girl was trying to, you know, take that next step in life, she's making like 110. I'm making 30. It's like, son, got to change here. So, you know, I just kept looking up, you know, nursing. I wanted to do physical therapy, but respiratory therapy was the quickest and the pay was pretty good. And, you know, I've been in the field for 6 years now, 5 years, 7 years. Holy shit, 7 years.
I was gonna say, I feel like you was in there longer.
Damn, 7 years, bro.
Bro, I've been a mailman for 16 and a half, going on 17. Yo, I feel like I just started. Nah, still got like 13 more years left, bro.
What the fuck you mean? You gotta do 30?
Yeah, I can't retire until 2039. Yeah, exactly. But
I mean, I ain't much better.
When we work hard, it's like we work so much, you don't even realize that time flies by. Like you just said, 5, 6, oh shit, 7. Like
yeah.
16 and a half years, like, damn, like where did the time go?
And you know what's crazy is? That's not even half your life, bro.
No, it's not. I feel like we were still in high school, bro.
Old ass nigga.
You just as old as me. Okay.
I know. I ain't done nothing but live.
We took the same line. We both.
Years.
Bro, we both went to the gym today because we felt like we needed something.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I'm starting to feel some things. I'm holding on. You know what I mean? Still got the hairline. I put the hat on because this shit, the big forehead do not work on cameras, people. I'm telling you right now. So my line, we got here.
Bro, I lost the hair at 25, so
man.
You got that all by yourself.
That's cool. I like shape ups. Got to get one of mine, actually.
I wish
I could. Yeah, that's how I got in. And it's been cool, man. Like, I love what I do. This weekend I did, and it was a terrible couple shifts. But, like, for the most part, you know, I like what I do. Like, I save kids. At one point, again, not to bring it to this, but, like, healthcare people is basically a college campus where everybody got money. So I was ripping and running just like everybody else was in there ripping and running. So I had that aspect. I was making decent money, help kids, you know, every now and then I run into a parent or even a child that's like, yo, you work that so-and-so, oh, you work, and, you know, stuff like that. Man, for all of the negative stuff and the bad things we do deal with, that kind of makes it, you know, kind of worth it.
That's what's up. We appreciate you. You know, although, you know, the world didn't appreciate you guys financially during COVID, we appreciate everything.
Definitely didn't.
You know, during the COVID time. So
yeah, definitly didn't. But we got that raise now.
Did y'all ever get compensated for that? Oh, I was gonna say, there you go. I was just about to ask you that.
Dog, I just had a 7%, and I got another 6% coming July 1st, and then I got another 3%, and I got another 7% coming up. Yeah, they did all right by us. I ain't gonna hold you. At the end of the day, you know, we get mad. Some people gonna get mad at me, and we should have been compensated during. We should have been taken care of a lot better. The CEO of my company was in the president, whatever she is, was in her guest house, her summer home in Long Island, talking about stop complaining and be happy that you have a job, while she in the cut. We in there doing compressions on somebody throwing COVID all over the place. I don't think we got the respect we deserve, but we did get little bonuses. And at the end of the day, that's my job, you know? So I am grateful for what they did give us. It could be more, and I'm not trying to be a sellout for the man, but realistically, that was our job. And I think we did a really good job. And I think they rightfully have upped their compensation because people was getting the fuck out of here. It wasn't altruistic. People wasn't doing this shit no more. They had to, you know, recruit us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we lost like half our department.
Well, that was one more question about that.
Yeah, go for
it. Did a lot of people get laid off because they didn't want to take the shot?
I know somebody that did, but she wasn't an RT. Like, I think she was more in the like the policy area. I don't know what it's called. Whatever it's just called. I don't know personally any RTs that. Oh no, that's not true. I know two. Two of them, she worked in the ER, and another one worked with us, just floating around, and she didn't want to get the shots. They didn't want to get the shots, and yeah, they got let go. They definitely got let go, which don't make sense to me.
Do they now, with everything going on with the COVID being quote unquote over? Is there something where they revisit possibly giving them their jobs back, or is there even something where they even want their jobs back?
Them two don't want to come back where we are. At least not yet. They might now with the little raise we got, or the nice little compensation that we got, bonus we got. But I know as far as I know, I talked to one the other day. She's happy. You know, she just got her daughter. She's cool. So I'm not too sure she's too excited to come back to this. You know, it's not an easy job. I like it, but it's not an easy job. So can't really call it. I don't know. I think my homegirl she had to get another job. The one that wasn't RT, but she was like in the office. I think she had to go in a completely different career field. And they still bitching. They're making us put masks on, right? Do like a fit test with the N95. This little beard I got, this little shit here took me 3 years. I don't grow facial hair. And they talking about I got to cut this to make the mask fit. I'm like, bro, I'm going to do the whole shit without catching it. Like, I'm fine. Fuck out of here with that. Now, you to make me get the shot that I ain't want. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, from a person who can't grow facial hair, I get it. I understand 100%.
I didn't get this shit till I was 37, bro. What kind of shit is that?
Word, I'm 40. I'm 41 now, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get all of it to connect somehow. I'm just gonna give up on it. At this point, I think I just quit.
It ain't time, man. You 56, bro. What happened? I used to get like little spots. I used to get like little patches, and then one day I was like, "Yo, let me just try this." And then, you know, this is literally as long as it gets, though. This will grow a little bit, but the sides, nah, they ain't going nowhere. This is it.
My 50th birthday, God's gonna give me a full beard.
Bro, your life is gonna change, man. I ain't gonna hold you. The looks get a little bit spicier from the opposite sex, and you know, sometimes the same sex, but it definitely becomes a little more distinguished. I like me too. I was looking at pictures of me without the beard. I'm like, I went from a 6 to a 6.5.
So imagine when you start getting little grays in, you about to go to like a 9.5.
Nah, I don't want that. I'm good. I'm good. Hell no, because once that starts, I can't go back. Not naturally.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, you're gonna have to start. Then you're gonna have to start getting Just for Men as a sponsor.
Yeah. Yo, what's funny is, man, I don't have one hair in my beard, one gray hair in my beard. I got maybe about 7 or 8 up top, maybe 10. But, you know, not to get too graphic, the only serious gray hair I saw was literally on my nuts. And the shit was like, it was one hair like this long, bro. And I was like, this is starting.
Yeah. That's when you start to realize it all goes downhill once the grays start.
Well, I got a collective 15, but that shit will hit soon. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
You know, you're in a good place where you can count all the gray hairs.
Yeah, I got about a good 15. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 17 at this point, but eventually it's gonna happen, man. You know, I've lived a good life, so it is what it
is. Yeah. So let's talk about your rap career. You know,
being
an MC. How did you get into being an MC? Now, I know you're not going to tell me you got into being an MC because you was drinking and you was taking Ambien, and then you want.
Nah, it ain't that.
Yo, I felt like you was going that way though.
I was trying to connect the dots, and I'm like, nah, I can't even like. What's funny is if I'm on Ambien or if I'm drunk, the ideas that come, but I can't put them together.
Do you still take it?
Wifey's watching, so no.
Okay,
absolutely
cool.
not. Nah, it's happened like occasionally. Sometimes I do take it to like chill. It ain't to get fucked up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol definitely chilled out. You know, that shit puts weight on you, and we don't recover like we used to. You know what I mean? Let me just say for the record, I wasn't blackout drunk every day. I just want to make that clear. Like, that's not. I wasn't like that. I come from a family of alcoholics, so I got to calm that shit down. But
so do I. You kind of. I think for our generation, because we came from a family of alcoholics, we kind of look at alcohol different.
Yeah.
So it's
I had to go see my dad now in the facility. That's where I was at today.
Oh, that's where he's in the facility for alcohol. Things
that happen because of alcohol.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not in jail. I'm just saying, like a medical facility.
Yeah, but at least that's what I'm saying. Like guys like us, like we look at alcohol different because we've seen our family go through it to the point where we're like, yo, we're not going to be that person. Like we might get drunk here and there, you may throw up, but never get to a point where you want to. Yeah, because it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But you never want to get to a point where you black out to a point where somebody's like, yo, you was acting crazy yesterday and you don't remember what happened.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. I was on a fellows trip a few years back, and we totally went off the topic, but like I was on a fellowship a few years back, and I was lit, you know. But I'm always in composure. Like I'm never an asshole. I don't get sloppy drunk. I know where I'm at. I know how to get home. Except one time that ever happened to me. But apparently I was with one chick, and I went to the bar. This other chick came up to me, offered me a drink. I'm like, yeah, we over here. Forgot about her. Was back at the seat with these 2 other chicks, and she walks up to me and says, "Oh, here's your drink," and walks off. And I don't remember none of that. My man E had to tell me. I was like, oh shit, all right, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. So once in a while, but not too much. But back to the MC shit, you know, like I said, we're 80s babies. I said in the rhyme, I was born I'm an 80s baby, born in 82. So me and hip hop was both eating baby food. So I came up in the time when that was just all over. So, started listening. My older cousin Lloyd always had the music on. He used to rap. He was terrible, but from what I understand, he's 10 years older than me. But he was terrible. He said something about pumpkin seeds. That's all I remember. He was trash. He sounded like the Fushnikins a little bit, if I remember. And, just growing up into it, I always, taking the train to Hayes. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, I would buy a CD at the Wiz on Fordham. And just, my grandfather would give me $20 a week. I went right to the CD. So this whole area up here that you can't see is all CDs. And, obviously just listening to it, I started freestyling. That's where it started, really. Whatever song would come on, I would try to freestyle. Hot 97 back when the radio was there. I would go in the bathroom, because I didn't have a bedroom, studio apartment, go in the bathroom, turn the radio on, and just whatever was playing, I would try to freestyle to. Ludacris, Nas, Snoop, whatever was on. And I just kept writing, man. Just kept writing. It was kind of, of course I wasn't that good at the beginning, but eventually just, I can tell you one time in particular, this is our senior year. And I remember the next day I had a visit with Hofstra. And I was listening to Favor for a Favor by Nas and Scarface. And I remember my mom was sleeping. I was in my area, my room. I had a little room at this point. And I wrote some whack-ass rhyme, right? And I was going to name myself Trauma. And I wrote my mom a letter. And I put it on the mirror. And I said, Mom, I'm not going to school tomorrow. This is what I want to do. And I think that was the first time I really was like, let me try this. I took the shit down before she woke up. But it was still like that first time I was like, yeah, this might be something I want to try. And just, just going through it, just listening. College has only got me more exposed to other music. Not just rap, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pink Floyd, a lot of things I was exposed to that just kind of tuned my ear up a little more. Then I met one of my best friend, Organismic from Boston, who's like an encyclopedia of hip hop. And so meeting him just kind of sharpened my pen, because at the time he was a better battler and freestyler than I was. And I say at the time, nigga, at the time he was a better freestyler and everything, you know what I mean? And so he kind of sharpened the sword. I was a little arrogant. At that point, I thought I was really dope. And, just started writing, man. Just started writing. Instead of freestyling, I started trying to write. And then eventually that grew to where I can do both at what I feel is upper tier.
So how was it with your first battle? Because I've seen some of your clips on IG where I've seen you like battle. I think it was Union Square, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was.
I remember seeing that.
The first battle I ever had was one that I never did, and that was very transitional for me. Like, it was at Stony Brook. It was in the Student Union, and it was a big battle that they had. I forgot what it was called, but they used to have a battle every month. And I went there once, and my man Malad was up there. There was a group called Fourth Quarter, right? They were the football team, right? And they had a couple rappers like Red and Mocha Black. And no offense, Red is a cool dude. I think Red is like some type of, like, I don't know, politician in Jersey right now. Trash rappers, trash. But they was popular. They wasn't trash, but like, honestly, their skill level really wasn't where their popularity matched. And I remember they went against my man Malad. I think it was either Mocha or Red. I think Malad watched them. But they were kind of like, there's all football teams. It was kind of like bullies, so to speak, right? So then somebody had dropped out, and then they said, does anybody want to come up? And I pussied out. I got nervous. And then the dude that went up there was horrible. And he was really bad. Like, at least Red and Mocha had some talent. This dude was terrible. I think he just went up there because he ain't had nothing to do. And then I went home, and I was in the dorm that day, and I felt like shit. And I said, I'm never going to back down from a battle again, man. Like, that was almost like my supervillain moment. Like, it's never going to happen again. So from there, I actually battled my man Mike on stage in school. They had like little big battles, like probably a few hundred people, like 600, 500. I don't know that many, but it looked packed. And I came in second place. It was cool. And from there, we just kind of developed the battle shit from there. Never like super like smack, nothing like that. I never had no interest in that. But yeah.
So what would you say would be your best battles up to date?
I had one against this dude named Asthmatic on 14th Street. This was pre-beard, and I was wearing tight ass hats, super tight ass hats, wear glasses. I was still trying to figure some things out. And I was supposed to battle this guy named YLE or something like that. I don't remember. And this other dude popped up, and this is it was called Concrete Animals, and it was a part of it was like the tryout group for this thing called I can't remember, but this guy named Pumpkin, this legendary MC named Pumpkinhead, was kind of the East grind time battles. DNA from what's that shit with Nick Cannon?
Wildin' Out?
Not DNA. Wildin' Out. Conceited was part of it. This is early in the days. Conceited was part of it. DNA, who's like a real famous battler, was part of it. And I went up against this kid named Asthmatic and washed him. I mean, washed him to the point where his man was next to him. You can see like the pain in his man's face was like, this ain't going well, you know? So I think that was the first time I really kind of got the fire to be like, yeah, let's just keep doing this for fun. I would get frustrated because I would lose a lot, even though I felt like, nah, I shouldn't have lost that. But, you know, my battle record is like 3-96. You would think I'm trash. And it's one of the most irritating parts of my life. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you.
I mean, you might feel like you 3-96. Somebody else might feel otherwise.
If it's in the record books, it ain't good. It ain't good, you know, for many reasons, I feel. Sometimes I just lost. But
would you ever do like a smack or whatever those cases? Would you ever do those kind of?
I don't think so, because those dudes are amazing MCs, so it's not taking nothing from them. Those dudes are awesome. I found Loaded Lux to be very inspirational for me, period. But it's a little more theater than I am used to doing. You know, like I'm pretty chill, so I'm not into the screaming at, but it's not my thing. You know, some people come out with props and all of this. I felt like my energy wasn't battle. Excuse me, that kind of battle. My energy didn't match what they needed. So, excuse me, if you know the rules of battling, generally it's like the crowd reaction is what really dictates what's going on. And if I'm dropping super lyrical, potent shit, that's going to go over some people's heads. That's not to say they're dumb, but it's going to go over some people's heads. Meanwhile, this guy's like red, bread, head, Ted, fed. And everybody goes, oh, I can't compete with that. Because to me, I'm like, that wasn't that good.
You already lost with the alphabet raps.
Right. Oh, they won with the alphabet raps. Meanwhile, I'm trying to rhyme philosophical and, you know what I'm saying? Or not, I wasn't one of the lyrical kind of dudes, but like, I don't know, the battle scene, I realized you kind of got to learn where your strengths and weaknesses are. I think I could if I really tried, and I still got into it. Like freestyle battles, I'll do all day. Written battles, not so much. Not live, at least.
So with the battling, how did you get into making like albums, EPs? Because like I said, one of your songs was actually the intro for one of my podcasts. So it's like, when did you decide like, okay, I'm gonna make an album, or I'm gonna test this out and see how it is when we drop in 5, 6 songs, 7 songs, whatever. And how long does that process take?
At the time, I'm trying to remember, this was probably 2005 maybe. And the first thing I ever recorded was on my man Chuck, who I mentioned earlier, his Counter-Strike mic on my computer. And the project was, I forgot what it was called, but I just put a bunch of songs together, and the quality was terrible. Because, you know, I'm not in the studio. I'm using the mic that was like this, old Janet Jackson joint, the old operator mic. And that took me about a week. You know, the first time my mother had heard, and the last time my mother ever heard me rap, she was like crying and pressed and everything like that. I did a song called Gotta Be On Top of You to the, what's that dude named Bobby somebody? Remember, what was the R&B singer from back in the day? Bobby somebody.
It was Bobby Brown,
Valentino. Bobby Fenton. Yeah, Bobby Valentino. I did one of his joints. It was raunchy, got me some buzz on campus. And I'm like, this is not bad. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I linked up with this guy named Disable. And Disable was trying to start his own album, his own label. And got me in the studio. Place I go to now is called Hit Room. It's in Ridgewood. And I've been rocking with him since like 2006. Dropped my first actual studio project called Last of a Rhyming Breed, trying to play up the Last of a Dying Breed. And it's been on since then, man. And that one, you know, I can't remember how long it took to write. I write very quickly. To record, it's a little bit different. You know, I didn't have my voice yet, so it took me some time to lay an actual verse down. So
you said before, like you was trying to figure out some stuff about you physically. You know, we went to Catholic high school, right? An all boy Catholic high school on top of that. And I don't think a lot of people realize like how fun yet traumatizing that was all at the same time. So at what point do you feel like you came into your own as yourself? Like, when did you realize that you are you? because like we're in high school, we're still trying to figure each other out,
Of course.
trying to figure ourselves out. We go to
Of course.
college, you're still trying to figure yourself out.
Of course.
But you don't go to college, you start working, you're still trying to figure yourself
Yeah.
out.
You can kind of
So it's
reinvent
like,
yourself at that point too.
yeah, well, yeah. Once you get out of high school, you can be anybody
Mhm.
you want, because if they don't know
Mhm.
you, you can be something totally different.
Mhm.
So when did you realize that? Like, at what age did you feel like you are who you are now?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Recently, I would say it took me a while. You know what I'm saying, to get to the level of confidence and comfort. I've always been a fairly confident person, but to get to where I kind of know where I'm at, totally different than where I was, I would say 2018, 2019. I think that was the biggest transition. And truthfully, that came from a breakup. You know, I had a breakup with a girl and it devastated me, bro. Like it shattered me. And I think it shattered me in a way where I wasn't perfect. She had her shit, I had my shit. You know, I kind of think she had more of her shit than me, but that's neither here nor there. But the destruction of my ego forced me to kind of look at where I was lacking, you know, and where I was kind of off, where I should have done and could have done better, even down to my style of dress. And it forced me to take a hard reset. And then I'm actually doing an episode about the most pivotal podcasters. Sorry,
Go ahead.
damn, bro. Sorry about that, yo.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm doing a podcast about kind of the most pivotal podcasters for me at that kind of helped me grow into where I'm at now. And I did a lot of self-reflecting. I did a lot of research on myself, looked at a lot of the things that I was doing, looking at old pictures, looking at old posts, all of these things. And I would say probably around 2018, so that would make me 36, 37, when I was like, yeah, I found a trajectory. And I think now I'm like 90% of the way done. Never 100%, but 90% of this is the final product, pretty much.
Because we can never say at any age that we've actually figured ourselves out.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's always something new to learn every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really ever say, yo, well, I figured out at 40, this is who I am, and I'm gonna stay that way. Because shit, I can't say that. I literally just traveled out the country for the first time myself, a month ago. That's what I'm saying. So, and I'm going back out the country again in a couple of months. So it's
Congrats.
like, yeah. So, and you realize that when you get older, traveling out the country is a different lifestyle than traveling in the States. It's way different.
Yeah. I didn't touch down in Europe until last year for the first time. Again, part of the growth. It was awesome. Actually, I have I'm claustrophobic, so I have like a thing with flying in the tube for too damn long. And that's why I haven't hit up Southeast Asia yet. But I went out there with my boys. First, I went with my boys for a wedding. My homegirl Marvell and brother-in-law now Jay. Went out to Italy with my boys. Had a fucking awesome time, man. Like just seeing the difference, seeing how they kind of greet us and approach us and accept us. Then I came back, worked for a week, and then I went back out to Amsterdam with wifey and her friends. And again, I would live in Amsterdam, so a completely different kind of culture, and it just opens up, the world. Like I didn't travel that much, as a younger guy, but then I've already touched down in probably 10 countries at this point. So, and it's still going up, and this is all within the last 5 years.
Yeah, once you travel out the country, it's nothing better than doing that. It just opens you up to a whole different world. Traveling in the States, traveling is fun, it's cool and all, but when you start to actually touch into other countries and other cultures and to see how they are with their people, it makes you actually makes you look at this country different.
Oh, no question about it. No question, bro. And it also lets you know that you really are insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, absolutely.
Completely. If I was to pass away in the next minute, nobody in Sweden is gonna give a fuck. Nobody's gonna know. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me the it made me wish I did it a little earlier, but at the same time, I didn't have the funds to do it. Now I'm able to travel where I want to, throw it on a credit card, get the points, and pay the shit off.
You work hard and you play hard. Work hard and play harder.
Exactly. I'm going to Montreal in a couple of weeks, which that's not really far, but it's still a little bit of a getaway.
Still out the country too.
Yeah, it's like a 6-hour drive up, but I'm gonna take that hour-and-a-half flight.
That's what I'm gonna ask you.
I'm not driving. My boys are driving. I'm not.
It might be longer than 6 hours actually.
I think it is, but they kept saying it was 6. I don't know where they got that from. I don't care. The flight for me is about 80 minutes. You know what I mean?
To Buffalo, I think it's about 8 hours, and in Montreal is right over. So,
Nah,
yeah.
Buffalo's like over more west.
Oh, is it Toronto's wide open? Is it Toronto?
Yeah.
Right?
Toronto's
Okay, yeah.
over there. Montreal's like straight up. You go past Albany and all of that shit up there.
Oh, you cut the
I
other
did
way.
a drive once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
cool. It was cool. I was drunk, so again, drunk.
So, what would you say of all the songs that you've done, all the songs you wrote, all the songs you recorded? What would you say might be your favorite song, your most significant song?
Oh, sorry.
The song to describe you. Like if you had to tell somebody, like, yo, this one song is who I am, a reflection of me. What song would that be?
Wow. See, initially I was going to say the song I did called Us, as in US/U.S, which was mostly about, I wrote this after the Floyd thing, and this was about just being black and, you know, the whole regular stuff, but I took it to a different level. It was off a project called Producer's Best Friend. But if you put it towards like, if somebody was to listen to an album, a song, and be able to paint a picture of me, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be a song called I Write, and it was off that same project, Producer's Best Friend. And it was just going through the reasons why I sit and write and little things I went through. There was another song I did called, I don't remember the name of the song, but it's the last song on that project. Just talking about going through things with my aunt and just what I was going through personally and how it's helped me grow. So if I had to pick a song, it'd be the last one. Again, I can't remember the name of it. And I Write. If you want to get a project to really, 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 again, this happened after that breakup. It's called Dr. Dilla, where I go completely into my entire psyche.
If I'm not mistaken, Dr. Dilla is the song I took off and made one of the songs for the podcast.
I think
right?
so. Yeah, you took a song from there.
Yes, I did. Let me explain to you the reason why I am the way I am.
My tainted views. No, that was off of Diaries of a Single Man. That was the last one I dropped. Let me explain to you the reason why I am the way I am behind your tainted views. Yeah.
That's my song right there.
Yep.
I ain't no front.
I was supposed to shoot a video for that. Never happened. Stop bitching. That's the way that it goes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
In fact, I was about to spit your whole verse though. I was ready.
You probably know it better than I do at this point.
That song, that one song, like I was just like, I don't know, for some odd reason, I don't know, maybe I relate to that song, but that song right there was like, I always liked that song. I was like, I gotta use this song somehow.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I feel like, with the exception of most of Producer's Best Friend, which I just wanted to do to prove that lyrically, punchline, flow, I'm top tier. But for the most part, anything that I do, I try to really just, including the podcast, is really just kind of, I got it from Joe Budden of all people, is kind of remove the S off my chest, put it down and be vulnerable to you. And anything that I do write or record for the most part is, you know, if you had to get a psychological profile and the FBI had to do one, they can listen to my projects and kind of get me down to a T. Yeah.
So with this being 50 years of hip hop, and you being an MC,
yes,
and you mentioning Joe Budden,
yes,
give me your top 5 MCs of all time.
Hard to say, man.
Doesn't have to be in no specific order.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so my 5 would be Nas, obviously. Well, I won't say obviously, but Nas. My top 5. See, that's hard because some are more influential to me, but not my top 5. Joe Budden's not in my top 15, if I'm gonna be real with you. In terms of my favorite MCs. But he's just a great writer. Top 5 would be Nas, Royce da 5'9", Elzhi. There's this guy from Brooklyn, very underground, named Brownsville Ka. Hands down one of my favorite dudes. And 5 will fluctuate between like Beanie Siegel, Black Thought, Big Pun, Sean Price. You know, it'll fluctuate around those guys. You know what I mean? But Rock from Helter Skelter, like there's a lot of dudes that I just listened to growing up. But the constants will probably be your Nas, Elzhi, Ka. Those are definitely, Ghostface, forgot about Ghostface. Like, oh damn it, man, that's hard, man. You gotta give me just too many years to name 5, bro. The constant is Nas and Elzhi and Royce da 5'9". Those are my 3, and Ka. Those are my definite. I can give you a definite 4. 5 is going to fluctuate.
All right, greatest diss rap.
Oh man, honestly, I don't even know the name of it, but Styles P, when he went up against Beanie Siegel, like that was the most disrespectful shit I ever heard in my life. He said, Styles going. I forgot he started something Styles. Fuck blah blah. I don't even want to say the names. I don't want nobody coming after me. Fuck blah blah blah. Nigga, you can suck my dick with this shit on it. And he just goes in on him, and I'm like, Beanie Siegel's not the guy to do this shit to, and Styles ain't give a fuck. So that's gonna be mine. I know a lot of people gonna say Ether, controversial. As a Nas fan, I was never a Jay-Z fan. I felt like Takeover was better than Ether, but whatever. Yeah, I'm going with that one. I don't remember the song, but Styles just he chose an aggressive day. That's what he chose to have.
I gotta say, mine probably all time diss has got to be Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up."
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue that.
In the first like 30 seconds of the song, he was already dissing Biggie and Faith at the same time.
I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like that's rough.
Like that's how the song starts. Like if that's how the song starts, imagine how the rest of the song goes.
That's before the beat even started.
Bro, then the whole line about Mobb Deep and sickle cell, and then you know how that turned out later on.
Yo, fact. I said I got sickle cell, so I get it. I got the trait. I got the trait. My mom had the full blown. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, damn, this dude's reckless.
Yo, like, fuck you as a whole staff and a label. It's like, it was, yeah.
I might have to recap and go back and listen to that as an adult.
Yeah, because man, listen, that's one of my songs when I work out, and every time I still hear it, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I might have to go back. There's a lot of great battles though, man. Like even like Eminem versus Machine Gun Kelly had his little points. I don't think that was going to be named in any Hall of Fame battles. It was kind of an unfair fight, but you know, I thought that was kind of cool. I'm trying to think of other battles, man. LL Cool J and Cannabis was cool. Can I Bust was pretty dope. We was in school. We was in like 11th grade, if I remember. But watch me rip that tap from your arm. Like that was that Biss one against LL Cool J. I forgot that was so long ago. But I don't know. There's a lot, man. But off top, I'm going to say Styles.
Greatest freestyle. Because the reason why I asked you that, because we grew up in that, and that's where I was going. We grew up in that era with the mixtapes on 149th. Going to get the Hot 97 mixtapes, the Rockefeller freestyles, the Dipset freestyles. So I was like, that's exactly why I asked you that.
Honestly, the best freestyle I've heard, was more recent, was Loaded Lux. And that I remember, and it was on Flex.
Oh yeah, I heard that one too.
I just think the energy that he dropped on there, and he said, I'm forgetting all the lines, but it was just such a clever opening. He said, thought I would swing by like a girl that's curious, and for me, I was like, there's a lot layered in that. Thought I would swing by like a girl that's curious. That, and there's a Joe Budden line. It's my favorite line of all time in terms of my reaction to it. And this was probably 2000. He was probably still in high school at this point. And he said, when the cops come, I think he could have set it up better, but he said, when the cops come, the gats get tossed. While your thoughts is on a full court press, you're not getting your point across. And I said, holy shit.
Full court press, point across.
And I stopped the fuck. I remember my man Edgar, my best friend Edgar, was playing NBA Live probably at the time. And I'm trying to record shit on the tape with the, that's how old this shit was, with the Panasonic player, the dual cassette joint, under the blanket, because however loud you played it is how loud it would record. And my mom wasn't trying to hear that shit. And I had it muffled under the blanket. And I heard that line and I just stopped. I said, yo, blew my fucking mind. The rest of the freestyle could have been trash, but that line, those are the two that pop up to me.
I don't think people realize, like you mentioned earlier, CDs. A lot of the young generation won't know what CDs are. You mentioned cassettes and how we had to really record from one cassette to the other just to get the song. Like
exactly,
we were going to high school with cassette players.
Yep. Yeah.
And big headphones, like
and the quality was winter, shit. Not big like these. The quality was because you got it from the African. You got it from the African dude for $10 with a battery, with 2 batteries for $5.
The train was louder than the song itself.
100%, and everybody could hear what you was listening to.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I used to like that though. I want people to know what I was listening to. Man, nobody cared.
Yeah, people used to look at me and they'd be like, "Yo, like, what are you listening to?" And then you don't even have to like share the headphone. You just pull it off one side, and then
exactly.
Oh, like,
yeah. People don't know the struggle. People don't remember the struggle of the walk. The Discman wasn't any better. So I had to walk. I remember I had the book with fucking Fabulous in there, Jay-Z album in there, a whole book. I'm walking around New York City with, pulling out a CD to play one song.
Yeah, on a train.
On the train.
On the train.
Never lost my CDs.
The CD disc.
Yeah, exactly.
You pull it out on a train full of people just so you wanted to hear a different song.
my girl is 20. She's about to be 27.
Mm-hmm.
This is some shit that she just like. I said the other day we was eating dinner somewhere, and I said, "Fuck your couch," and she looked at me and was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What do I mean?" She was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "You've never heard I'm Rick James, bitch?" She said, "I think I saw it on a T-shirt." I was like, "What do you mean?" And that shit cracked me. I was like, and she wasn't doing it to be funny. She really was like, "What are you talking about?" And I had to sit her down, and we had to watch Everybody Hates Chris. We had to go through.
Yes.
We had to go through because I think Everybody Hates Chris is a perfect embodiment of us growing up, even though it's a little earlier than us.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is so black to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Discman, Napster, 50 minutes to download one song.
Oh,
LimeWire. If you lose a connection at 97%, you lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AOL, Instant Messenger.
Oh, couldn't be on the phone. If I had to use the internet, my mom had to be off the phone. How often do you think I was on that shit?
Yeah, bro. I don't think a lot of people realize how different times was back then, how lucky they got it now.
Yeah, and you know what? In 30 years, our kids are gonna be like, "What the fuck is MP3? What are you talking about?"
What's an iPhone? Because I'm pretty sure there'll be something totally different by then.
Yeah, even me saying MP3 felt old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what's a television? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
What's a floor model TV?
Oh, you remember? Oh man, them shits are like 600 pounds.
Yep. You needed 3 people. You needed 3 people and a pulley to get it out the house.
Word. God forbid you drop it.
Oh, let's not talk about that. Oh man,
those are the good days, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
For us. We ain't have bills.
So let's just talk about a couple of more things before we wrap it up.
I'm here, man. I'm here for the night. Whatever you need, bro. Today's
youth, man.
Yeah.
Scary. Let's talk about this. First, let's talk about this Ja Morant situation.
Okay.
I read today that he mentioned something about how him and his people feel like the NBA is out to get him. First of all, in my personal opinion, I think he got off lucky only getting 25 games.
Yeah.
I personally think he should have got like at least half the season.
Really?
Yeah,
why do you think that?
Okay, so my thing is you got off pretty much scot-free the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go and you do it again. It's almost like you're making a mockery out of the league that you're playing for. And I still think they gave you a slap on the wrist. And you're still complaining about 25 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake LaRavia Jake LaRavia is white. I can't even use him. Johnny Davis from the Washington Wizards probably wouldn't have gotten such a lenient suspension.
Johnny Davis probably would have got like the whole season.
Right. But at the same time, you know, there's also politics and business. Ja Morant's like top 5 jersey seller. You know, so at the end of the day, it is still a business. And for me, it's a weird thing, man, because you know, he's Ja Morant's only like 22 years old, bro. And he's worth like 200-something million. What would you do at 22? I had maybe $800 total, and you know, it was a different life. You know what I mean? I had chicks, but I didn't have them level chicks. I had access to things, but not like that. You know, so and plus he's growing up in an era now where everything is for show. Everything is you know, test my gangster kind of thing. I mean, in that level, everybody want to be a gangster till it's time to be a gangster. And, you know, I wanted to be tough at 22. I looked like I was fucking 13 and I was never in the streets. I just played ball. But, you know, I try to put myself in that position. If I had that access, how would I act? I would hope I wouldn't act the way, but I don't know. Same time, bro, you got to read the room. Like, what are you doing? You kind of got to read the room. Whether it's fair or not that he should have got that time, it's not illegal to hold a gun. It's not illegal to have a gun. And I think Tennessee's an open state, right? I don't know. That I don't know. But
my thing is, like you just said, you got to read the room. You got to hold accountable. I want to put some of this blame on his father because I look at it like your father has no problem sitting there enjoying your riches when he's sitting at courtside,
sure,
at every one of your games. So my thing is, at what point do he sit you down and just be like, "Yo, you about to blow your whole life away for something so stupid?"
No, but you know what? Look at that too, though. Who's to say he didn't? And at that time, again, we're not familiar with this. Your pops was who raised you, but now you make the money. So at the end of the day, you're kind of in control. You know, like at some point, I'm sure there was times Steph said something that did something that Del Curry said don't do. You know, like it's easier to say from here. We're not in that position. Again, I don't know. He might not have said shit. I know I heard a story where his mother called Job when she had an argument at a mall, and Job pulls up with his boys and tells the security guard, "I'm gonna meet you after." Like that's putting your kid in a bad position.
Yeah, right. I mean?
But I think that's pretty reckless. But again, I don't know what his father did and didn't do. You know, I wasn't in the room. I would hope he sat him down. But you know, you and I don't have children either. So it's like they're gonna do what the fuck they want to do to an extent, you know. And again, he has fame, he has power, he has more money than I'll probably ever see. You know, my jumper was not that good, you know what I'm saying? So whatsoever, you know what I mean? Big picture. So I don't know. It's tough, and then the internet being what it is, and the attention drug. I mean, this shit is. I'm glad I don't have kids.
The world we live in today is a crazy one, bro. It's like these kids nowadays is like they have no sense of respect for older people. They have no sense of respect for older people, and it's sickening because it's like we weren't raised that way. Like we went once again, we went to Catholic school, right? We grew up in a certain way where we knew not to speak back to our parents, or we knew like even something so simple as giving up our seat on a train for somebody, for an older lady or older man, whatever the case may be. Nowadays, kids look at these older people who had this hard day of work, and they look at them and they won't even blink twice to even move.
Yeah, I saw a girl tell a lady no, like flat out said, and I felt bad because I just had a shitty day, and I generally sit in the front of the bus. I had a horrible day, and I was exhausted. I didn't want to get up either, and I thought about it. End of the day, I'm also not young. I'm 40. You sound like 40. I'm not exactly young. I might look a little young, but I ain't a young man. You know what I mean? But I was going to get up. Luckily, somebody else got up. But I was like, damn, that's fucked up. And she literally looked at this lady and said, no. It's like, damn. And I don't know, some ugly. No, that's not nice. But like, she looked like she had all this shit going on. But yeah, I feel you. But you know what? The people ahead of us said that too. But I think the problem is at our age, the age we are, we were around before this and after this. And some of us got caught up in this too. So now the same people that want to be on Instagram too, got their kids trying to be on Instagram now. And it's like, where's the guidance? You know what I mean? Again, I don't know. I'm not a parent, but the little bit of third person view that I do have, it seems like it's like the blind leading the blind. Age don't even matter. Parent hierarchy doesn't really matter sometimes. And now you can't even reprimand your kid because you go to fucking jail or you're toxic or whatever the bad parenting, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, right. When we were younger, we would get beatings and that was okay and acceptable. Now it's like, you get in trouble for putting them in a timeout.
Exactly, bro. I remember I was 20. It's funny. I was telling my grandmother and my dad. We was talking earlier today. And I remember it was a little graphic, but I remember I was probably like 22, 23 years old. I'm a grown man. But my phone died. I remember back in the day, the phones weren't just 13 years ago, 14 years ago. The phones weren't that great.
No.
And my battery had really died. You know, kids lie and say the battery died. They just ignore my shit actually did die. And I came home at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's not even like super late, but you know, it is what it is. And I go in the bathroom to go take a shit, and my mother kicks the door, opens mid shit, and kicks me in my chest and says, "You think you a man, huh?" That ain't gonna happen now. Now it was funny. Honestly, it was kind of funny. I was like, "That's the wrong time." She kicked me. She kicked me mid squeeze, bro. But you know what I mean? Yeah. I should have fucking turned around and flung that shit at her, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you would have been on a rest in peace shirt.
That's it, 100%, bro. My mother suplexed me. Literally suplexed me almost when the bitch ass Lakers beat the Trailblazers in that cheating ass series when Kobe threw the lob to Shaq and shit.
Yo, I kid you not, I seen that one play like 3 times today.
Yeah, exactly. That's when my hate for the Lakers started. My mom cooked a lot that day, and I remember I think it was a Sunday, and I threw the food on the floor. And my mom run in the room and says, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And like. And my mom was only 5'8". She wasn't a small lady, and just drops me, bro. I was like, holy shit, this lady's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wilding for that one, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. No, fuck the Lakers, man. They cheat. Yo, fuck the Lakers. There's a reason why my room was the black and red room, man. Trailblazers for life. I got a little sign here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's fine. Trailblazers for life. Fuck the motherfuckers.
Red and black also Chicago Bulls, too, you know.
I don't mind them.
6 championships, Michael Jordan, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Scottie Pippen nowadays, but you know.
Yo, I mean, his son isn't his ex-wife fucking his teammate's son?
Jordan's son is smashing his ex-wife. He don't like that. Now all of a sudden, Michael Jordan's the worst player ever. He was trash before he get yo. When he said that, I was like, I knew I was like, when I seen him say that, I was like, yo, he's bugging.
Yeah. Pip elevated the team though. Like I always say LeBron is much better than Mike, in my opinion. But you know, let's not make this an episode, son. Come on, stop it. Come on, stop it. I'm going to assume we're just trying to make content with that response.
I'm going to make sure I block that part out
Nah,
I'm gonna
Mike
find a way.
is the second greatest player of all time.
Yo,
behind
whoa,
LeBron.
whoa.
Number 2, that number 23, that stands for 2 or 3. Maybe you can put a second person.
Wow.
I said that shit. Fuck it at me.
Wow.
You know, real
Just-
talk. LeBron does more than Mike ever did, man.
Wow.
He does. What's the argument? What's the
All
comment?
I'm gonna say is
6-0 in the finals.
that too. But all I'm gonna say is, LeBron wouldn't be wearing number 23 if it wasn't for the original number 23. So I'm gonna just leave it like that.
Yeah, that's true. And Nas wouldn't be Nas if it wasn't for Big Daddy Kane. But Nas is a better rapper than Big Daddy Kane.
I agree, but
Big Daddy Kane is a god, no disrespect. Same way as no disrespect. And I think, no disrespect to Mike. But we evolved, man.
I agree. LeBron's the third best player of all time.
Oh God, who's number 2?
Kobe. And you want to know something crazy? And I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Totally honest with you. I did not appreciate how good Kobe was until his last season.
I don't even remember if he was good as last season, was he? I don't remember.
Because you could. I don't think so, but you can tell he was declining, and it was like you could see it, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy was great.
So LeBron's Kobe's better than LeBron?
Yeah. Because you know what it is? I'm kind of judging it. I'm really basing it off of championships and being with the one team.
I mean, but Kobe threatened to leave too. People act like that didn't happen.
Yeah, but it didn't go nowhere though.
Of course not, because when you can trade, again, this is why I hate the Lakers, because the league, I'm shocked they didn't get Bradley Beal for like popcorn. I'm really shocked.
No, Phoenix got Bradley Beal for popcorn.
But I'm surprised the Lakers didn't, because they always get something. They always get shit handed to them.
Did you see why Phoenix got Bradley Beal?
Yeah, they got him for nothing. Landry
but
Shamet.
You know why?
No.
Bradley Beal's agent.
Oh yeah.
And Phoenix CEOs. That's his son.
Yeah, that's collusion. It gotta be.
In the easiest form, you can see that one coming a mile away.
Yeah. It's almost like Jalen Brunson coming to the Knicks with Rick Brunson.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about that.
You gotta get somebody in Portland, man. You gotta get Giannis's uncle to be the coach or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like with Kobe, again, it's not you can argue that. Kobe, you can argue number 2 if you want. Number 1's LeBron. That's fine. That's cool. We can agree with that. Cool.
No, we cannot. No, we cannot. No,
you got to look at it too. Again, people always bring up Chris Paul didn't go there. Hey, that's the carrot. That's a stick in the carrot. They fucking traded, I think, Andrew Bynum, who was 17 knee surgeries deep, Marc Gasol, who never played, for Pau Gasol, who was Rookie of the Year and 3-time All-Star already. That shit don't make sense. When Kobe was threatening to leave, come on, bro. I ain't a conspiracy theorist except with the Lakers. Even this year, they need shooting and defense and another scorer. So they trade Russell Westbrook, who gets waived, for a shooter and Malik Beasley. Now, granted, they ain't do shit, but a defensive player and Jared Vanderbilt. They get Mo Bamba, and they get fucking D'Angelo Russell for Russell Westbrook. That shit who got cut. That makes sense?
No. And then when the playoff time came, all of those players that got traded didn't even matter because Austin Reeves was the only one that stepped up.
True, but that went against the script. That ain't how it was supposed to happen. That trade would never happen for the Pistons.
Full well the glitch in the Matrix was supposed to be the Lakers somehow finding their way back to the finals.
Yep.
Denver won all of that.
Yep. Yeah, they did. Yeah, shout out to Jokic.
Facts.
Man couldn't jump up on a curb, but you know what I'm saying?
But that dirt and whiskey fadeaway shot he somehow can make is remarkable.
He shoot like Rasheed Wallace, man. The shit's from like back here.
You think they can repeat?
No, because Portland's gonna get man, realistically, actually not. I actually don't know. I think they hit at the right time. The other team, I don't think Phoenix is gonna do shit. Who's coming off the bench?
Yeah, if you take those 3 players, that's about 75 points. And what about the rest?
Yeah, one injury away, and you're gonna have Alfred Payton coming back to start at point guard. You know what I'm saying? Who is the point guard? I mean, people are gonna. Yeah, that's not gonna work. He's a great player. I like Bradley Beal. I was actually with him in Portland. Remember Darren? I told you Darren works for the Wizards. So when they played Portland, that's how I got my man Blaze here. When we went out to Portland, I was in the chilling with them dudes. A pretty cool dude. Pretty laid back guy. $258 million, man. How could you not be laid back?
Bro, you just took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say. I kid you not. I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
That's insane. Let's do the math on that. So there's 82 games in the season, whether he play or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So 250. I don't even know how to write that down the right way. $258 million. Just throw that out there. Divided by 82. My man makes $314,000 in 3 hours. That shit is crazy.
It's really bananas when you do the math like that.
After taxes, it's probably like $85, but still, that's nice. That's nice.
Let's hit the next one. Let's hit this Zion Williamson thing.
Oh God.
I mean, it's not gonna be. It ain't really much to talk about. Let's just, me and you had a little discussion before we went on air. At the end of the day, dude, like you said, dude is 22 years old with a bunch of money. He ain't doing nothing that a 22-year-old in the hood with a bunch of money wouldn't do.
Niggas without money is out the pussy. What's the difference?
Yeah. I just think that I don't even want to say it's a mistake he made. Like, at the end of the day, obviously he was doing his dirt. He got one of them pregnant. He announced the pregnancy. I don't think he thought he was going to get the backlash he was going to get.
That shit look awkward, bro. That shit look like Get Out.
Yeah.
It looked awkward.
And the fact that this shorty's now talking about she going to leak sex tapes if he don't get traded out of Portland. If he don't get traded out of
New Orleans.
Like, so now you mad? Now you want him out of New Orleans? Like, what is that going to do? So my thing is, so he gets traded. I should say he gets traded to some place like Phoenix, right? So you're gonna go to Phoenix, and now you're gonna be mad. So you're gonna find a way to get him traded out of Phoenix too. Like,
imagine him getting traded to Oklahoma City. I actually wouldn't blame him for trying to get out.
Actually, I ain't gonna front. He get traded to Oklahoma City. He might be a superstar there though.
I mean,
if he stay healthy.
Gideon SGA is nice, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you bring him on that, and then they have the this dude coming back from injury.
Oh, Chet. Yeah. So, you never know, man.
That might be a dangerous team.
Gonzaga dudes don't really make good NBA players, except
they really
Stockton.
Don't.
So
they don't.
Jalen Suggs was the last one, and Adam Morrison
was the worst one.
Yeah. So poor guy. And you know what? He'll come to the park and bust everybody ass right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Zion, it's interesting because, like I said, he's no different than us at 22 trying to get asked. The only difference is maybe not because she had some type of level of fame, but in terms of like how they looked and carried themselves, these are the same chicks I feel like I could have bagged at 22 as well. This man has access to. I've been in the hallways, but the chicks are, man, and these are like whatever you think is the baddest chick you've seen will not even get in the room with the girls these dudes have access to, and this is what you consistently choose, bro. Like, and again, it's not for me to make any judgments on what he likes physically or anything like that. It's not my cup of tea. It's not because they're black people when we make that clear, because people are fucking dumb. But the access that this man has, and he chooses the Honda Sonata, like, it don't make sense to me.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do we look at it like he's crazy because we might look at somebody like a LeBron who's been with the same, I guess you could call her, and this is no way disrespect to her, but I guess you could say he's been with the same regular, schmegular female like his whole life, and it's like you see Zion and it's like, okay, here you go. And you had the same kind of fame coming out of high school LeBron had. The only difference is you had to play that 1 year of college. So you did that. But do we look at it like, damn, maybe he should have made better decisions? I mean, we can't. I don't really feel comfortable telling another man, yo, you should have chose better.
Yeah.
But when you're a celebrity, this is the stuff that happens when you make those decisions.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron's an economy, though. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of different stakes. As far as his wife, I mean, it might be the same thing with Steph and Aisha. Like, it's a brand as well. And I'm not going to accuse anybody. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they got their side chick somewhere. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure it kind of comes with the territory.
Just
don't bring it at home. You make them sign an NDA.
Right. I'm sure there's agreements. The Zion chick said, I don't give a fuck about an NDA. I signed the wrong name anyway. So that's illegal, actually. So this just shows you I'm sure it's illegal at least. But I'm sure they all got their shit, man. Like, at the end of the day, you on a road, you got the baddest chicks in your hotel every fucking night. Every night, the baddest woman in that city is in your hotel. Now, I don't think it's all that it's cracked up to be, because there's a lot of danger in that. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna happen. I feel like there's got to be some type of agreement between. Sammy Davis Jr. told his wife way back in the day, he said, baby, I'm an entertainer. It comes with the territory, I feel.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think guys like Zion, right, when they have, like you just said, these sports stars have these different women in their hotels probably waiting for them every night. Do you think these women, you think he's the one hitting up porn stars and strippers?
I think he is. You should have your man.
Yeah, because meaning, do you think he's the one doing it? Like, like, okay, so when you go to a different town, there's going to be certain chicks lined up.
Yeah.
Do you think there's the strippers and the porn stars are lined up? Or do you think he's like hitting up these strippers and porn stars because he now knows he can get access to them?
Didn't he say that he's been caught many times like hitting up chicks? Like there was a girl when he was in Duke, some like regular white chick. So my hey beautiful, and she screen recorded the whole thing and then aired them out. So I think he's actually doing the fishing. You know, I think there's got to be some type of service because you ain't never caught LeBron in that. You ain't never caught. You never even caught Tristan Thompson in it. He just got caught in the middle of a club. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be some type of service, some type of privacy. I feel like it's probably, again, I'm speaking from the outside. Most of these girls don't want to burn their bridge. So if me and you playing, I play for the Knicks, you play for the Nets. I'm fucking this chick and she come out and air me out. Now you're not gonna fuck with her. She just cut out her income potential. I think the smart ones kind of move in silence. So I don't know. You should be able to pick better. And bro, she wasn't even hot. I don't give a fuck. Physically, nah, no sir.
Yeah, I didn't. I seen it too, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's once again easy for us to say that in our position.
Nah, I'm turning that down in any position. And again, she might be, she's not really showing herself in the best light. And I don't want to talk about anybody's daughter. That's somebody's daughter.
But she is definitely coming off bitter right now.
This ain't even bitter. This is something else. You know,
is it? Do you think she's coming off this way because she feels like she lost her meal ticket, or she's like genuinely hurt? Because it sounds like she's genuinely hurt. But you can look at it like it just could be. He might have just now got this girl pregnant, and then now he's just cutting all them off, and this is who he's gonna be with. And now she's just like, that's my meal ticket gone. Like, he was buying me this and that. Now I know I won't be getting that no more. So now I got to blow his whole spot up.
The thing is, though, if she played her cards right and kept it quiet, that probably wouldn't have ended. You know what I'm saying? Like, she probably would have still been getting that. What she said, she's getting $100,000 allowance. Like, you know, first of all, bro, that's how you go broke. That's $1.2 million a year. Like, come on, dog. But I think she kind of sees this as an opportunity too, because now she got traction, and she'll have her own podcast, and she'll be fine.
Oh, you know it. You know it's coming.
Yeah,
tell her a book.
Of course, and she's going to another, you know, a young lady building a brand off of a man's either downfall or his assist.
And another celebrity will be smashing it eventually. So it's not.
Of course, PJ Washington probably going to. He stopped calling these people out, but at least he picked a baddie. Like, at least Britney was attractive. As you know, she up here, I don't know about, but like,
but she knew exactly what she was doing.
Right, but I'm talking about in terms of how she presents herself. You know, I don't know about her mentally, but like physically, Britney she's a supremely attractive girl. At least I kind of get that one. Kind of get it. I don't know.
Last question before we wrap up.
Yes.
You being a guy in your 40s now.
Damn, you gotta say it like that, bro.
I had to, because this is a life lesson question.
Yeah.
If you could go back senior year high school,
okay,
what would you tell at your age now? What would you tell senior? I ain't gonna say your real name because only select few know your real name. But what would Iron at 41 tell Iron going into senior year high school?
Do respiratory.
Really?
Yep. 2-year degree, make $105,000 a year, still living at home. 22 years old, making that kind of money. I would say do that. I have coworkers now that are 28 that own multiple homes because they started working respiratory, 2-year degree. It's not that high of a school. 2-year degree. You're not graduating in $100,000 in debt. I graduated in $4,000 in debt from school, but I finished at 34. If I was 22, living at home, stashing all that money up, I would tell younger me, do respiratory. You work 3 days a week, you can do your music stuff and everything on the side, but now you can actually fund it. That would be, I doubt in 2000 I'd be making over 100,000, but I'd still be making really good money for 2 years.
Would that be the same advice you would give someone in high school now who's probably confused about what they want to do after they graduate?
Yep, it's 2 years. You finish and you get prereqs, let's just say 3 years, 4 years max. You're 22, 23 years old. A lot of time ahead of you, as long as you don't make any babies or anything like that. Think about it. If you get into the union, I think my union is 20 years. You can retire at 40, 42 years old, and you can keep your per diem and go work somewhere and make $90 an hour, and you're chilling, So Yeah, I would tell somebody now if they're confused, do that. Don't go to the Army. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can do that. That's cool too. Shout out to the veterans and everything like that. But RT, man, it's a cool job. You know, I like what I do, and you can work anywhere in the country. Like you can. There's a certain freedom to when you don't like a place that you work at, but you feel trapped. I can be like, yo, fuck this place. I'm gonna go move to Denver, Colorado, and work there. You know, I'm gonna move to Seattle, Washington, or Texas, whatever I want. I can get a job. So I would tell somebody young to go to respiratory school if you can stomach it. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a lesson learned from Iron right there. Look, guys, he just gave you guys a cheat code somewhat.
Yo, big truth.
Yeah.
22 years old, you taking home $1,400 a week. I'm not saying that's what I'm taking home.
But
just
that's a week.
Nobody hitting me up. That's a week. That's a week.
After taxes.
After taxes.
See?
Depending on how you manipulate your, your retirement and everything, you making over $1,000 comfortably a week, and this is 3 days a week. Go get you a per diem. That's $600 right there on shift. Like there's ways, and I'm throwing numbers out there. And again, everybody's numbers are different. Every state's different. Every hospital's different. And I'm not necessarily saying this is my numbers. I'm kind of averaging things out. Higher or low. I'm not saying anything in terms of, I don't really care. People so fucking, I make this much. I don't want to tell nobody. It's just stupid. I was making $800 every 2 weeks at one point. That happens. But I think it's dope. And again, you can fund anything else you want to do because you work 3 days a week. That gives you 4 days to do what you want to do. And if you ain't got no kids, or if you got kids.
Oh, and if you have kids, then you can be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, only thing you got to work weekends, so you're gonna miss some things. I miss a lot. Yeah, that sucks. There's a downside. Every other weekend.
Every job has a downside, though.
100%. Yep, 4 days a week, 4 weekend days a month I have to work, which definitely limits certain things that I can't do. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm old. I don't care.
Well, before we wrap up, tell everybody where they could find you if you want them to have your social media.
Sure.
You could tell them where they want to find your music.
Yeah, so the music right now is on mynameision.com. I put it up on my own website instead of Spotify because I'm not trying to have no label come after the 17 islands in my LLC, Bronx Boy ENT. But you can go to, again, mynameision.com. My Instagram is mynameision197. And the podcast is called Deep Thoughts at Iron. You can check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. At the moment, working on getting it on YouTube, trying to get the camera work right, trying to get the lighting right. I'm going to do it. I want to do it right. And got a couple. We're doing this, June 19th, June 20th. I'll be back up with new episodes every Monday, 8 a.m. starting July, whatever the first Monday in July is.
Actually, that's the thing. You gave me the inspiration for that, too, I want to say.
Yeah,
you gave me the inspiration for dropping the episodes at 8 a.m.
Oh yeah,
because it's something. Yeah. So it was just about finding the date. But once I found the date, I'm like, okay, every Wednesday at 8 a.m. It's the middle of the week. You know, it gives people something to listen to on the way to work. If they don't have the time at work, they can listen to it at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you definitely gave me the inspiration for that 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's dope.
That much.
I feel like 7 or 8 kind of the sweet spot because you're either going to work. That's what most people, podcasting is passive listening for the most part. So people are doing other things.
You can listen to it you can watch it visually or listen to the audio, and you'll have something always, buzzing your ear, whatever the case may be.
That's the point.
But I appreciate you being on the show. I'm going to bring you back on. We got to figure out the schedules because once again, the schedules are kind of hectic. So, but I do have an idea to bring you back on for like a male versus female panel. So yeah, because the last 2 weeks I did a all male panel, and then last week I did an all female panel, which did really good. So I kind of want to do like a battle of the sexes, but I want to do a battle of the sexes where it's competitive. The women that I have are super competitive, so I need the men to be just as competitive.
As long as they kind of try to make sense, I'm down with it. That's not a shot at ladies, I'm saying, but like sometimes you get into arguments and emotion takes over logic, and it makes for good content though.
Now I will say last week's episode, the women did nothing but compliment the men, and every answer they said was pretty much questions that men wanted to know. They gave the most honest, complete answer, and it was no bashing of the men at whatsoever.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I say the emotion, that goes on both sides. It just tends to scale on one and a little bit more than others sometimes.
Well, listen, whenever there's a man and female conversation, it's always going to get a little emotional somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah, just about how you hide it.
But yeah, I want to thank you again, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And to everybody listening, I appreciate everybody who's been listening. Everybody who's kind of like the viewers has started got a little bit much more bigger on the podcast. It's starting to come back. You know, I had took a long time. I was doing the other podcast. I decided to come back to this one because this is, you know, pretty much where I started. So I kind of wanted to go back to the roots of it all. So I went back and relaunched this one, but this time I just did it more in a video format as well as audio. So to everybody who's paying attention, who's been listening, who's been posting, reposting, because like me and Iron has always said, support takes nothing more than just a post, a repost, a like. Word of mouth goes a long way. It doesn't ever have to always be anything monetarily. See, look at that hashtag, support your own. Oh, speaking of which, shout outs to Bobby D.
Yes, sir. Bobby D Customs.
Gotta give that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That man, when I first started my podcast and launched it, he was one of my biggest supporters, still is to this day. Every time I post or whatever the case may be, he's always liking it. Make sure you guys go buy something from him. Bobby D Customs on IG. Make sure y'all go get something if y'all need something. Y'all need anything from me, make sure y'all hit me up, 2920 Clothing. Summertime's coming, so you can't go wrong with either clothing line. So with that being said, yo, once again, thank you for being a guest on the show, and I appreciate everything.
Love, man. Thank you. Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Bro, this is Raw and Uncut.